3 months had passed since the aliens first came to Earth. Admiral Jake Morrison stood in the command room of Earth Defense Station Alpha, looking down at his home planet. Through the big window, he could see 12 huge alien ships floating near the moon. They looked like dark metal giants against the stars. Jake remembered the day everything changed. The alien ships had appeared without warning. They called themselves the Zephyrian Empire. Their ships were massive, over a kilometer long, and they moved through space like they owned it. The aliens had a simple message for Earth. They wanted humans to bow down and obey them. Earth would have to give them materials and workers. In return, the aliens said they would protect Earth from other dangerous species in the galaxy. But Jake knew it was not protection. It was slavery. The alien leader was called Ambassador Vex Carr. He was tall, with blue skin and cold silver eyes. He had given Earth 30 days to decide. That time was almost up. In just a few hours, aliens would attack if Earth said no. Lisa Carter walked up to Jake. She was his chief officer, a tough woman with red hair and green eyes. She had been a soldier for many years and never backed down from a fight. "Admiral, all our weapons are ready," Lisa said. "Our space guns are aimed at every alien ship. Our missiles are locked on target." Jake nodded. He knew Earth's weapons were good, but the alien technology was far more advanced. Humans had only just learned to travel faster than light. The aliens had been doing it for thousands of years. Ben Williams ran into the command room. He was the head scientist on the station. His brown hair was messy and his white coat had stains from his experiments. But his eyes were bright with excitement. "Jake, we did it," Ben said, breathing hard. "The new shield breaker is working. It works even better than we hoped." Jake smiled for the first time in weeks. Ben's team had been working day and night. They had found pieces of broken alien technology from a probe that crashed 3 months ago. Ben had used those pieces to build something that might break through alien shields. Amy Johnson entered the room. She was Earth's top diplomat, a smart woman with blonde hair who had spent years talking to world leaders. Even now, under all this stress, she looked calm and professional. "The world has made its choice," Amy said. "All 212 countries on Earth voted the same way. We reject the alien demands. Every nation stands together." Jake felt proud. For the first time in human history, every country on Earth agreed on something. They had chosen to fight for freedom rather than live as slaves. The communication screen lit up. Ambassador Vex Carr appeared, his face showing no emotion at all. "Humans of Earth, your time is up," the alien said in his cold voice. "You have chosen to fight us instead of being smart. Now you will pay the price." Jake stepped forward. His voice was strong and clear. "Ambassador Vex Carr, this is Admiral Jake Morrison. We have something to tell your empire." He looked around at his crew. He saw fear in their eyes, but also determination. These people would not give up without a fight. "Earth makes this declaration," Jake said firmly. "No Galactic Empire ships are allowed in our solar system. You have 10 minutes to leave and go past Pluto. If you stay, we will treat it as an attack on Earth." The alien's face did not change. "Admiral Morrison, your people are too proud. This pride will destroy you. We will show you what happens when you fight the Empire." The screen went dark. The command room became very quiet. Jake turned to face his crew. He could see they were scared but ready to fight. "All stations prepare for battle," Jake ordered. "Today we find out what humans are really made of." Outside the station, the 12 alien ships began to move closer to Earth. Their hulls glowed with strange energy. Jake knew this would be the biggest fight in human history. Ben ran back to his science station. "Jake, the shield breaker is charged and ready, but we'll only get one chance to use it." Lisa checked her weapons one more time. "All guns ready, Admiral. Earth won't go down without a fight." Amy opened a channel to Earth. "I'm sending our message to every radio and TV station on the planet. People need to know what's happening." Jake watched the alien ships get closer. Soon they would be in weapon range. He thought about all the people on Earth, billions of men, women, and children who were counting on them. "Remember," Jake told his crew, "we're not just fighting for ourselves. We're fighting for everyone who believes that freedom is worth dying for. The first shots of the war were about to be fired. Jake Morrison, a simple human from a small blue planet, was about to take on an empire that ruled 1,000 worlds. But he wasn't afraid. Humans had always been fighters. They had survived ice ages, world wars, and countless disasters. Today, they would either win their freedom or die trying. The alien ships were almost in range now. Jake could see their weapons charging up, ready to destroy everything he cared about. "Here they come," Lisa said quietly. Jake took a deep breath. "Then, let's show them what Earth is made of." The alien ships moved toward Earth like a pack of wolves. Jake watched from his command center as the 12 huge warships came closer. Their metal hulls glowed with strange energy that made the space around them shimmer. "The lead ships are 800,000 kilometers away and getting closer," Lisa said from her control station. "Their energy readings are going up fast." Ben ran between his computer screens, watching every detail of the approaching alien fleet. "Jake, their shields work exactly like we thought they would. Our shield breaker should work, but we only get one chance." A voice came over the radio from the asteroid belt. It was Tony Rodriguez, a former Air Force pilot who now commanded Earth's space fighters. "Command, this is Falcon Squadron. I can see 3 alien scout ships trying to sneak around the main group." Jake made his choice quickly. "Ben, get ready to use the shield breaker when I say so. Lisa, aim everything we have at the lead ship. Tony, stop those scouts before they can tell the others what we can do." The alien ships kept coming closer. Jake could see strange writing on their hulls. Those symbols probably meant all the worlds they had conquered. Today they would learn what it meant to fight humans. 400,000 kilometers away now," Lisa announced. "They're charging up some kind of beam weapon." A bright flash came from the lead alien ship. A beam of pure energy shot through space toward Earth Defense Station Alpha. The station's shields lit up as they blocked the attack, but Jake felt the whole station shake from the impact. "Shields down to 78%, a technician reported. "They weren't trying to destroy us yet, sir. That was just a warning shot." Jake's jaw tightened. A warning shot that had used up almost a quarter of their shields. If they had used full power, the station would have been destroyed completely. "Now we show them what humans do with warnings," Jake said angrily. "Ben, turn on the shield breaker. Lisa, fire everything we have." The shield breaker machines, hidden all around Earth's orbital defenses, came to life with a deep humming sound. The effect was immediate and amazing. Every alien ship suddenly flickered as their energy shields failed and disappeared. "Direct hit!" Ben shouted. "Their shields are down on all ships." Lisa's hands moved quickly over her controls. "Starting firing sequence. All railguns, fire everything. All missile batteries, maximum spread. Earth's orbital defenses unleashed." 300 years of human weapons technology in one coordinated attack. Metal rods shot toward the alien fleet at incredible speeds, followed by hundreds of nuclear missiles and energy weapons that represented the best human engineering. The lead alien ship, caught completely off guard by the sudden loss of its shields, took the full force of Earth's first attack. Explosions spread across its hull as railgun shots punched through armor that was designed to stop weapons from a dozen other alien species. "Target 1 is badly damaged," Lisa reported excitedly. "Hull breaks on multiple decks and their main reactor is becoming unstable." But the alien fleet was not helpless. The remaining 11 ships quickly adapted, their shields coming back online with new settings that Ben's shield breaker couldn't affect as well. "They're changing their shield configurations," Ben called out. "We got one good hit, but they're learning fast." The alien response was quick and devastating. Energy beams from 11 ships all focused on Earth Defense Station Alpha, and this time there was no warning. The station's shields collapsed under the combined attack, and explosions echoed through the corridors. "Shields down, hull breaks on decks 7 through 12, came the damage report. "We're losing air, and the main reactor is only working at 60% power." Jake held on to his command chair as the station shook around him. Through the smoke and sparks, he could see his crew staying at their posts, their faces showing they would not give up. Meanwhile, Tony Rodriguez was proving that human pilots could fight anywhere. His squadron of 12 fighters had engaged the alien scouts in a running battle among the asteroids. using the rocky debris as cover while their smaller ships danced around the larger alien vessels. "Scratch 2 scouts." Tony's voice came through clearly despite the background noise of weapons fire. "These alien pilots are good, but they're not used to fighting people who think differently." The third scout ship exploded in a brilliant fireball as Tony's wingman, Captain Karen White, caught it between her fighter's plasma cannons and a well-placed nuclear missile. "All scouts destroyed," Karen reported. "But we have bigger problems coming. The main fleet is launching their own fighters." Jake could see them on his tactical screen, dozens of smaller ships pouring out of the alien warships like angry bees from a hive. Each fighter was probably more advanced than anything Earth had, but there was one thing the aliens hadn't counted on: human stubbornness. "All fighters, this is Morrison," Jake broadcast on all channels. "You know what's at stake here. Every man, woman, and child on Earth is counting on us. Show these aliens what happens when they threaten our home." Tony's voice came back strong and clear. "Copy that, Admiral. Let's show them how humans fight." The battle was about to get much more intense. Jake watched as more alien fighters poured out of their ships. Soon the space around Earth would be filled with hundreds of small ships fighting for control. But Jake wasn't worried. Humans had always been fighters. They had never backed down from a challenge, no matter how big or scary it seemed. Today would be no different. The real battle was just beginning. Space around Earth turned into chaos as hundreds of fighters from both sides began fighting. The battle stretched from Earth's orbit all the way to the asteroid belt. Jake watched his tactical screen with growing worry as the alien fighters showed abilities that seemed impossible. The alien fighters moved with incredible speed and skill. Their sleek ships darted through space in patterns that seemed to break the laws of physics. Their weapons were deadly accurate, each shot calculated for maximum damage. But what worried Jake most was how they worked together. The alien fighters moved like they shared one mind, their attacks perfectly coordinated. "Tony, report," Jake called out as he watched red dots disappearing from his screen. Tony's voice came back strained but determined. "We're holding our own, but just barely. These alien fighters are connected somehow. They know what each other is thinking before they think it." Captain Karen White's fighter streaked past the main window, chased by 3 alien ships. Her ship rolled and dove, using every trick human pilots knew to stay ahead of her perfectly coordinated pursuers. "I can't shake them," Karen's voice crackled over the radio. "They're guessing every move I'm going to make." Ben Williams looked up from his science station, his eyes bright with sudden understanding. "Jake, I think I know what we're dealing with. The alien fighters aren't just working together. They're connected through some kind of mind link. Each pilot shares information instantly with every other pilot." "Can we stop it?" Jake asked, even as he watched Karen's fighter take a hit that sent it spinning toward Earth's atmosphere. "Maybe, but we'd need to get close enough to their command ship to put a virus into their network," Ben replied. "And that's assuming we can break their security codes in the middle of a battle." Lisa looked up from her tactical console, her face pale but determined. "Admiral, we're losing fighters faster than we can handle. At this rate, we'll be overwhelmed in an hour." Jake's mind raced through possibilities. Normal fighting tactics weren't working against an enemy that could think as one unified mind. But humans had never been normal, and their greatest strength had always been their ability to surprise people. "Ben, how long would you need to prepare a computer virus?" Jake asked. "Give me 20 minutes and access to the alien communication frequencies," Ben replied. "Lisa, can you get me a secure channel to all our fighters?" "Yes, sir, channel open." Jake keyed the general radio. "All Earth fighters, this is Admiral Morrison. We're going to try something that's either brilliant or completely crazy. Break off your current fights and form up on Defense Station Alpha." Tony's voice came back immediately. "Admiral, if we break off now, they'll have a clear shot at the station." "That's exactly what I'm counting on," Jake replied. "Trust me on this one." Across the battle zone, human fighters began pulling away from their individual fights with alien ships. The alien pilots, sharing their confusion through their mind link, hesitated for a moment before chasing the retreating Earth forces. "They're taking the bait," Lisa reported. "All enemy fighters are heading toward our position." Amy Johnson, who had been talking with Earth's governments throughout the battle, stepped up beside Jake. "Admiral, I've been in contact with our allies. On the surface, every military base on Earth is ready to support whatever you're planning." Jake nodded grimly. "We're about to find out if human unpredictability can beat alien coordination." As the Earth fighters formed a defensive circle around Defense Station Alpha, the alien swarm approached like a silver wave of death. Their formation was perfect, their targeting solutions optimal, their tactics flawless according to every military rule in the alien database. What they weren't prepared for was pure human craziness. "All fighters execute Chaos Protocol 7, Jake ordered. Tony's squadron exploded into motion that would have seemed completely random to any military observer. Fighters scattered in every direction with no clear pattern, some heading toward Earth, others toward the moon, still others diving toward the sun. Their movements were so wild that even their own pilots weren't sure where they were going next. The alien mind network, designed to predict and counter coordinated military tactics, couldn't process the seemingly random actions of the human pilots. For the first time in the battle, the alien fighters hesitated. "It's working," Ben called out excitedly. "Their targeting computers can't lock onto our fighters. They're designed to predict logical military behavior, not pure chaos." But the confusion was only temporary. The alien pilots began adapting, their mind network learning from each encounter. Within minutes, they would be able to predict even seemingly random human behavior. "Ben, how's that virus coming?" Jake asked urgently. "Almost ready, but I need a direct connection to their command network. Someone's going to have to get very close to their lead ship." Jake looked at the tactical display, where the damaged alien warship was trying to retreat behind the protection of its fleet. The ship's shields were still flickering and several sections showed critical damage. "Tony, I need you to make a delivery," Jake said. "What kind of delivery, Admiral?" "The kind that's going to end this war." Tony's fighter broke away from the chaotic swarm of human ships. He flew straight toward the damaged alien command ship, dodging energy beams and missile explosions as he went. "I'm going in," Tony announced. "If this doesn't work, it's been an honor serving with you all." Karen White's voice came over the radio, clear and strong. "Tony, you're not going alone. Falcon Squadron, form up on the leader." One by one, the remaining human fighters fell in behind Tony's ship. They flew through the alien swarm like a spear thrust, their weapons blazing as they carved a path toward the enemy command ship. "We're with you, Tony," Karen said. "Let's show these aliens what human teamwork really looks like." The alien fighters, still confused by the earlier chaos, were slow to respond to this new coordinated attack. The human pilots used this hesitation to their advantage, flying in tight formation as they approached their target. "Almost there," Tony called out. "Prepare for virus transmission." The damaged alien ship loomed ahead of them, its hull scarred, and its weapons still dangerous. But the human pilots pressed on, knowing that the fate of their entire species depended on this one desperate mission. "Here we go," Tony said. "Time to teach these aliens that humans don't give up." Tony Rodriguez flew his fighter through a field of debris that had once been alien scout ships. His ship's hull was scarred from multiple close calls with alien weapons. The data core containing Ben's virus was locked in his fighter's cargo bay. It represented humanity's best hope for survival. "Falcon Leader to command," Tony's voice came through the radio. "I'm approaching the damaged alien ship. Their shields are still weak, but I'm reading massive power surges from their reactor." Jake watched from the command center as Tony's fighter, no bigger than a dot on the screen, approached the huge alien warship. The ship was clearly in trouble, its hull broken in dozens of places and its energy readings all over the place. "Be careful, Tony," Jake warned. "That ship might be more dangerous damage than it was when it was whole." Ben Williams looked up from his computer, his face tense. "The virus is designed to spread through their mind network once it gets into any connected system. If Tony can get close enough to send it directly into their communications array, it should spread to every alien ship in the fleet." Lisa Carter tracked the movement of the other alien ships, noting how they were moving to protect their damaged flagship. "Admiral, the rest of their fleet is closing in. Whatever we're going to do, we need to do it fast." Tony's fighter darted between the massive gun turrets of the damaged ship. Some of the guns were still working, tracking his movement with mechanical precision. Energy beams shot out, barely missing his ship as he spiraled toward the communications array that Ben had identified. "I'm taking heavy fire," Tony reported, his voice calm despite the desperate situation. "But I can see the target. Beginning. Transmission run." The fighter dove toward the alien ship's communications array, a cluster of crystal-like structures that pulsed with alien energy. As Tony got closer, the structures began to glow brighter, as if they sensed the incoming threat. "Transmission started," Tony called out. "I'm getting resistance from their security systems, but the virus is adapting." Suddenly, the communications array exploded in a cascade of sparks and alien energy. The explosion caught Tony's fighter in its wake, sending the small ship tumbling away from the alien ship. "Tony, report," Jake called out urgently. For several tense seconds, there was only static. Then Tony's voice came back, strained but alive. "Still here, Admiral. Ship's banged up, but I'm still flying. Did the virus work?" Ben's eyes widened as he monitored the alien fleet's communications. "It's spreading. The virus is moving through. Their mind network faster than their security systems can stop it." On the main screen, the effects became visible almost immediately. The perfectly coordinated alien fighters began moving wildly, their shared consciousness disrupted by cascading system failures. Several fighters crashed into each other as their pilots lost the ability to coordinate their movements. But the virus had an unexpected effect. Instead of simply disrupting the aliens' coordination, it began feeding back into their systems, causing critical failures throughout the fleet. "Jake, you need to see this," Amy Johnson said, pointing to a communication she was receiving from Earth's deep space monitoring stations. "We're picking up transmissions from other star systems. It looks like the virus isn't just affecting the ships here." The implications hit Jake like a physical blow. If the virus was spreading through the aliens' galactic communication network, it could be affecting alien forces across hundreds of worlds. Ambassador Vexcar's image suddenly appeared on the main screen, but this time his calm appearance was cracked. Behind him, Jake could see chaos on the bridge of his ship as crew members struggled with failing systems. "Admiral Morrison," Vexcar said, his voice tight with barely controlled panic. "What have you done?" Jake stepped forward, his expression serious. "We defended our home, Ambassador, nothing more, nothing less." "Your virus is spreading through our entire network," Vexcar continued. "Ships across the Empire are losing their navigation systems, their communications, their life support. You're causing the deaths of billions of beings." The weight of those words hit everyone in the command center. Jake felt the eyes of his crew upon him, waiting for his response. The virus had been designed to disrupt the aliens' coordination, not cause a galactic disaster. Ben Williams stepped forward, his face pale. "Admiral, I can modify the virus to stop its spread, but I need access to their primary communication node." Jake looked at Vexcar, seeing fear in the alien's eyes for the first time. "Ambassador, my people never wanted this fight. You came to our world demanding we bow down to you. You threatened to destroy us if we didn't obey." "The Empire maintains order across thousands of worlds," Vexcar replied. "Without our coordination, chaos will consume entire sectors of space." "Then perhaps," Amy Johnson said, "it's time to discuss a different kind of arrangement." Jake nodded slowly. "Ambassador, we're prepared to stop the virus, but not without conditions. Earth will remain free and independent. In return, we'll help you rebuild your communication networks with safeguards that prevent future disruption." Vexcar was quiet for a long moment, clearly communicating with his superiors through whatever remained of their network. Finally, he spoke. "The Empire agrees to your terms. Earth will be granted independent status within our territory. In return, you will share your defensive technologies and help repair the damage your virus has caused." Jake looked around, at his crew, seeing a mixture of exhaustion and pride in their faces. Humanity had faced its first test on the galactic stage, and not only survived but emerged as a force to be respected. "Ben, begin work on stopping the virus immediately," Jake ordered. "Lisa, stand down from battle stations but keep our defenses ready. Amy, draft the terms of our agreement with the Empire." As the immediate crisis passed, Jake found himself thinking about the future. Humanity had won its independence, but at a cost that would reshape galactic politics for generations to come. The Empire's perfect coordination was broken, which meant other species might also seize the opportunity to assert their own independence. Tony Rodriguez's fighter limped back toward Defense Station Alpha, its hull scarred but intact. Over the radio, he said, "Admiral, does this mean we won?" Jake looked out at the stars, where the lights of 1,000 worlds held the promise of new adventures and new challenges for humanity. "No, Tony," he replied. "This means we've earned the right to keep fighting for what we believe in." 3 months later, the first human ambassador arrived at the Galactic Council, not as a conquered species seeking mercy, but as an equal partner in shaping the future of the galaxy. Earth's declaration had been heard across the stars. Humanity would bow to no empire, but they would stand with any who chose freedom over tyranny. The age of human expansion into the galaxy had begun, and the universe would never be the same. Epilogue. 1 year after the battle for Earth, Admiral Jake Morrison stood in the same command center where humanity had made its stand against galactic tyranny. But now, instead of facing an enemy fleet, he was watching the construction of humanity's first interstellar colony ships. The agreement with the Zephyrian Empire had held, though the galaxy was a very different place than it had been before the virus. Dozens of species had declared independence from imperial rule, creating a complex web of alliances and conflicts that kept diplomats like Amy Johnson busy across multiple star systems. Ben Williams had been promoted to head of Galactic Technology Exchange, working with scientists from a dozen different species to develop new defensive technologies that couldn't be easily disrupted by network-based attacks. Tony Rodriguez commanded Earth's first interstellar fighter wing, pilots who would protect human colonies as they spread across the nearby star systems. And Lisa Carter had accepted a position with the newly formed Galactic Defense Alliance, helping other species develop their own defensive capabilities against any future threats. The message Earth had sent was clear. Freedom was not negotiable, but friendship was always possible. Humanity had taken its place among the stars not as conquerors, but as defenders of the principle that every species had the right to determine its own destiny. As Jake watched the colony ships prepare for their maiden voyages, he smiled. The galaxy was vast and full of wonders, and humanity was finally ready to explore it all. The declaration had been heard. Now it was time to write the next chapter of human history among the stars.